Okay, y'all, it's always one of the small joys of what I do when I get to sit down with old friends, old comrades, and just have a conversation about old times. Like sitting down with this man, it bring back a lot of memories for me, and I'm sure it's going to bring back a lot of memories from him. Please welcome, one of the dopest spitters I've ever met, Atlanta's own, my brother Jody Breeze. What up, Jody?
What's up with it, Brody? How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you, my brother.
Same here.
Yo, Jody, I just called you out as being Atlanta's own, but technically, you're not originally from Atlanta. Everybody know you from Atlanta, and they associate you with Atlanta, but you're not technically from there, correct?
Nah, I'm not from the city of Atlanta. I'm from Griffin, Georgia, which is like a little 40 miles south of Atlanta. Yeah, but I've always moved around in the city.
Okay, Griffin, Georgia. I never heard of it. Is it more country?
Yes,
what's it like out there?
It's a little bit more. Well, let me say this too. I want to clear this up too, because just for the people in Atlanta, because I rep Atlanta to death, but Atlanta is country too. So let's just get that understood. The city of Atlanta is country itself, but I'm just a little bit further south, so it's like around the Lovejoy area, Henry County area. You know what I mean? It's just not a whole lot of buildings down there, but we're most known for sports like basketball, football the most, because we have a lot of people go to the NFL from down there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of like still rugged. It's a little bit more gutter than the city. You know what I mean? It's just a whole lot more stuff going on and not too many opportunities, as you would have in the city.
Got you. Is it real family oriented?
Yeah, it's very family oriented. It basically it's like got a whole lot of how could I say this without being? It's a lot of white people down there, man. You know what I mean? You know how you got your cities, your big cities, and then you have your surrounding towns.
Yep, suburbs.
Yeah, and they kind of run everything down there, and that's kind of a big deal with me too, because I be trying to, speak on a lot of stuff and try to keep a lot of things that's going on in that city. I try to use my platform to let people know what's going on down there too, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be spoken on and needs to be looked into for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I represent for that. You know what I mean? I just be trying to do my part.
Yo, so I never asked you that. Speaking of family, what kind of family did you come from? You come from a 2-family household? You got brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I actually, I had a stepdad. He passed probably 4 years ago. He was a truck driver and he became a pastor. My mother is a school teacher right now. She always dealt with the kids, and my biological father, which he passed probably 2 years ago, of an overdose or something, but that was my partner though too. So, I came from a real close family, but it's at the same time I came from the kind of family where you got to watch your own family as well, So I definitely had a upbringing to where I knew right from wrong, and I stood on principles, and everything was about real life and not just, showing off what you got, and how the world is now. I really came from a background to where people really stood on what they said,
mm-hmm.
And it stuck with me.
Got you. I always love when people acknowledge their stepfathers or step parent.
For sure.
And I noticed that you acknowledged him before your biological father. Did you have a tighter bond with him?
Yeah, I did. He was a great man. You know what I mean? He was one of them ones that always smiled. He always stayed positive. He loved everybody. He lived with love. You know what I mean? So we was very close, and it kind of hurt me when he left, but I knew I had to hold everything down for the rest of the fam. But yeah, he was a real one. I most definitely wanna give him his flowers. He was a real one, for sure.
Yeah, I love when especially males, children, acknowledge that figure, even if it wasn't your biological father, but that one who stepped in and took on the role.
Right.
Whether you had their blood flowing through your veins or not. So, salute to him
For sure.
for stepping up and being that man.
Yeah, he was a man's man. And him and my mom was together like 30-something years too. So it's like he taught me a lot about like being a man. And even relationships with him and my mom. It's just, you know what I mean, with women and, like how life is in general. You gotta stand for something, man. You gotta take care of your peoples.
Absolutely. What kind of kid was you? Was you a good kid? Was you a bad kid?
Terrible.
It sounded like you could. Terrible. I didn't expect that answer.
Terrible. But see, look, I was a good kid, but I was always like misunderstood because I knew I had something that other kids didn't have. You know what I mean? I always was able to, just do whatever I wanted to do without feeling like I'm trying to do whatever I want to do. You see what I'm saying? It's like, when you're young and you feel like I'm going to be somebody regardless of what anybody tell me. And,
yep.
I grew up like that. I was terrible in school, always, all the way to like, I say I was probably pretty good until 3rd, 4th grade, but once I was able to smell a female and, come outside and play a little longer, you know what I mean? I started feeling like I had something to give to the world,
Got you. That's one of the things, and they say you can always pick the winners right at the starting gate. And what I mean by that is the people who do great things in this life, it don't matter what their surroundings are, what their environment is, they always dream so much bigger than where they're at.
Right.
So even you being in a rural town outside of Georgia, just acknowledging like, yo, even though I was there, I just dreamed bigger. I just knew I had more in me.
Right.
That's a common trait amongst people who do big things.
Right. And I was there. I want to give a shout out to Homestead, Florida too. Florida City, Goose, Piranhas, the whole South Miami too, because I grew up out there too, majority of my life as well. And it's sort of like the same thing. It's like in Miami, you have the city area, but then you also have South Miami, which is like where it's really grimy and you can call it country, but country to me is just country people, like, And I never really looked at it as being from the country or wherever I was. I just always felt like I had something to give.
Got you. Okay. Again, you have repped Atlanta since you came into the public eye. How did you even make your way to Atlanta?
Well, when I was 18 years old, I started rapping. I started rapping when I was like 18, and I was about to graduate. And to be honest with you, I never even took a graduation test. I think they just let me graduate. They just let me walk the field, and they just wanted me to get out of school or whatever. But around that time, I finna have my first daughter, Jacquees. She was finna be born, and I just knew I had to do something. So I was in the streets, I was just doing what I was doing, and one of my homeboys, he heard me rap. We used to play around all the time, and he heard me rap, and he just told me like, "Look, bro, you got something. Like, you might not need to be doing what you're doing. You might need to be, taking rapping serious." But at that time, a lot of people don't know rapping was kind of lame. We enjoyed listening to rap, but it wasn't rapping wasn't a thing for me anyway. So I started to do it a little bit more, and towards the end of the school year, I tried it out in the cafeteria. And I rapped for the first time in the cafeteria. It was a lot of guys used to come around the table and beat on the table with the spoons and forks and all that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I tried it out one time, and they went crazy. I probably by the last day of school, I had like the principals, the people who cook, everybody surrounded the table just to hear me rap one more time, you know what I mean? So that's when I knew that I probably could rap. So I ended up calling a radio station in Macon, Georgia, 97.9. DJ Skill, shout out to DJ Skill. He heard me rap. He had this little thing called, what was it? Who's Got the Flavor? And Who's Got the Flavor was 3 rounds. And you have people that called in from all surrounding areas, and the first round's 2 people, second round 2 people, third round's 2 people. So I end up winning and out rapping everybody on the radio station, and he put together a car show for me. And that's where I met Noon from Noontime. So at this car show, I was battling like the top guy off the radio or whatever, and Noon came to see an R&B group, but we so happened to go first. So I just demolished him. You know what I mean? They was like throwing in the towel or whatever. So Noon came up. He was like, "Hey man, is this something you want to do?" And they actually came to see an R&B group. So he called Jazze Faye right then on the spot. So I knew who Jazze Faye was, and I didn't know who Noon was, but shout out to Noon too, man. Noontime. A lot of people don't know who Noon is and who really found me, but the guy who found me is like iconic in this music business. Like he's really that guy. So for him to take me at that time, which was 2003, like the end of 2003, he called Jazze Faye and took me to Jazze Faye that same day. And I met Jazze. We actually, it was T.I. Trap Music album release party. That's the first thing that I went to in the rap game. So I was able to meet Jazze, Sierra, Mary J. Blige, everybody who was on T.I. album at that time. And that's what made me realize that when Jazze saw me and told me that, hey, he liked what I looked like, he didn't hear me yet, but he told me if Noon was bringing me to him, then it had to mean something, you know? So I seen them perform. I seen the little whole thing. I was like, look, I can do this. You know, I won the little freestyle battle, so I probably like a week after that, I went back to the hood. I was like, okay, I won that. It's all good, whatever. But I wasn't convinced that I wanted to be a rapper. So this is a part of the story that people don't understand and don't know about me. If it wasn't for Noon and Block, and Block is from Block NC, the one who found Boys in the Hood. But if it wasn't for them two coming to find my aunt's house, they came to find me because I wasn't really convinced yet, so I wasn't communicating with them after the fact. So once they came to get me, and you know they had my mom, my aunt, and everybody in there, they was like, "Look, man, we need to take him into the city, and we're gonna change his life." You see what I'm saying? So not until then is when I realized that I needed to be doing this. You see what I'm saying? Because I wasn't even standing. I'm like, look, man, I got a little girl coming. I got to get me some money. You know, I got other things to do, but I didn't really look at rap like that. So a lot of people don't understand. I didn't get serious with rap until they made me get serious. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I never heard that part of the story. You know, Block, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Everybody know Big Block. Shout to Block.
For sure.
Block always, and when I tell you always, from day one, he always would tell us, Jody Breeze the one. Yo, y'all gotta meet Jody. Jody the one.
Yes, sir.
So it's crazy. You're saying that Block, and I know back in the days he was managing Jazze Faye.
Right. Him and Noon.
Him and Noon. Yep. So you saying him and Noonie actually went down to Griffin and scooped you up because you wasn't taking this rap thing serious, and spoke to your mama and your aunties and everybody else? And like, yo, you got to take this thing more serious?
In an all-white 745. They was about to get robbed. They didn't even know it. Like, they was about to get robbed. Didn't nobody know who they was. So they called me like, hey, man, it's some guys over here, man. Like, they looking for you. I'm like, looking for who? Like, what you mean they looking for me? So they don't even know it's people surrounded at my aunt's house at this time. It's guys outside and everything. So when I get over there, I go in the house. I'm like, man, what? And I see them again. I'm like, man, what's up, man? What's going on? They was like, what you doing, man? Like, we trying to get you up out of here. And my mom, Block took my mom outside and talked to her because she wasn't hearing none of that. So he took her outside, talked to her for a while, and he was like, you know, we're going to take care of him. So she really left me in his hand. But Noon is the guy who put the house on me. You know what I mean? He was like, look, bro, I'm finna take you to Jazze Faye. I'm gonna let Jazze see what you working with. I come to Jazze. Jazze saw me, he heard me rap for the first time, and it was over with. It was like, look, this is what we finna do. And it wasn't a Show Enough Records at that time, but they started Show Enough Records off of that. Me and Sierra, they had Sierra already. Yeah, they already was working with Sierra at the time.
Got you. At that time, when they came down there to scoop you up, had you ever even been in the studio? Because you mentioned he just saw you doing freestyles, and I know you was just beating people in battles. Had you ever been formal about this thing and went to the studio and actually had a demo and real songs recorded?
Nah, no. I had never been in the studio. I didn't know what a bar was. I didn't know anything about rap, but just coming up with a rap. And I never wrote at this time. Like I wasn't writing down. I was just rapping. So it was blowing people away. And I want to touch on that too, because at that time it wasn't anybody who could come in the studio and like literally go off top and just rap. So that kind of blowed them away too, because everybody was writing. So I literally was the only person at that time that was not writing. It eventually evolved to where everybody said, you know, I'm not writing and I'm coming off top. I literally been doing it from the beginning. So that kind of blowed Jazze away. So he was like, hey man, you literally, so you're not making this up. I'm like, nah, he's just giving me beats and I'm going in there, I'm doing my thing. And you know, within a month or two, we had a whole label deal with Warner Brothers.
And this was for Show Enough?
This was Show Enough Records. This is where Show Enough Records come from.
Okay, at the time, you touched on this. They was working with Sierra. I know Sierra was starting to move at this time. She was doing her thing out there.
Nah, she wasn't even known yet. Didn't nobody even know Sierra yet. She hadn't even dropped yet.
So she ain't even dropped?
Nah, she hadn't dropped. They was still grooming her.
Okay, I know they also work with Kerry Hilson. She was part of the team.
Kerry was there, Lloyd.
Lloyd was there, yep.
Polo the Don, Jasper, B. Cox. Majority of the writers, B. Cox, Sean Garrett, Jonte Austin. We was working out of DARP Studios, the Dallas Austin Studios, so it was just like, the icons of this stuff. Like, you know, I came right in. I came right in.
So crazy. You just mentioned, everybody you mentioned that was there in the beginning, all of them went on to success.
For sure.
You know, B. Cox, just everybody who you just said, whether it was the writers, the producer, everybody went on to amazing success in their own right.
Good people too, like good people. I learned a lot from these people off the real. And I do want to say, like, as far as Kerry Hilson, like Kerry Hilson was one of them artists that she was just a writer. But I'm actually like the first artist to put Kerry Hilson on an actual song and put it out. So it actually made her feel like, you know, she could be an artist as well. Polo was trying to do it with her too, but at the time I was working with her, we would be in the studio every day just coming up with stuff. But she just amazed me with her beauty and her voice, and so I just liked it. I liked her vibe, and we used to vibe every day and just make music. But so I decided to put her on the song. It's called Jody Breeze. And it's like one of my biggest songs right now. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
So that's the first time she had ever been on a record? Is your joint?
Yeah, that I could recall. I never had heard on a record that was put out. She was writing records. Yeah, she had credits for being a writer, but at that time, this was the young Kerry with the ponytail.
Yeah,
you know, the little cute, innocent Kerry Hilson. You know, so yeah, those some good days.
Okay, you also mentioned that y'all was working out of Dallas Austin studio.
Yeah, DARP Studios.
Yeah. Dallas Austin, I mean, everybody should know him, but legendary producer in this game. So many hits up under his belt, so much history. What was it like working with him?
You know, just being in that atmosphere, it created greatness. You know, you got Jazzy Faye, who's a top producer at this time. He's working with everybody. He knows everybody. You got Dallas. You got a young Lloyd, who's a young up-and-coming R&B artist. You got Sierra. You got Jasper, them like was some good writers. You got Polo the Don, Cuddy, R.I.P. Cut. You know, it was so many people, man. But it was a family. It was like noontime. It was like, if you wasn't a part of this family, then you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't even know what I'm talking about right now. But it was just this little family of people that was destined for greatness, like flat out. Everybody was gonna be great, just to be around.
I know you said in the beginning you didn't take this rap thing serious. How did you get your name? Where'd that come from?
Man, I came up with it, man. To be honest with you, Breeze is like my alter ego. You know, I'm kind of breezy. I'm real cool, laid back. You know what I mean? I think Baby Boy was out at that time too, but I kind of remixed my name. I jacked it from somebody too. Like I kind of jacked it and remixed it. You see what I'm saying? So I was going by RIP at the time. They didn't want me to use RIP because it was too close to Tip, too close to T.I. So it was like it was like you gotta switch it up. So I was like, okay, well, it don't matter what you're going to call me. I'm still finna spit this shit. You know what I mean? So that's basically how it came up, and it fit. You know, they liked it.
Got you. Okay, up until this point, you're a solo artist.
Right.
We all know you from the group Boys in the Hood. How did that come into play? Like, where did it go from you being this solo artist to this group being put together?
Okay, let's get an understanding. Let's make this clear. My first song that I dropped was called Stay Fresh, and it was a hit, and that's where I come from. That's where people started to know me from. I had a song called Stay Fresh, which is a remake of Say Yes from Floetry that Jazze put out. And at this time, Greg Street was working in Dallas, Texas. So I actually broke in Texas first. So I was already on a promo tour. I was doing tours and stuff. I put a CD out called Stacking Paper. That's the first project that I ever put out. And it hit immediately. So I already had people like knowing that I was coming. So Block is a part of Show Enough at this time. So you got Block,
Yep.
you got Jazzy Faye and Noon, which makes up Show Enough Records. Noon is the brain, Jazzy is the music, Block is the muscle. So it's split up 3 different ways. So I was able to go get a label deal. Actually, Capitol wanted to sign me. They had Chingy. They wanted to sign me directly, but they was trying to get a label deal at this time. And this is right before Lil Jon had Lil Scrappy and all the, you got Scrappy Crime Mob, you got all that going on. Franchise boy, shout out to all them boys too, man. And my people's good people. But we end up going to get a deal with Tom Wiley and Naeem. I think this is his name, Naeem. They gave us a label deal. So that gave them the platform for Show Enough Records. That's where that comes from. So Block was a part of this, and he saw that. He saw we was able to go get this whole label deal basically based off of what I had going on. So he always had an idea of putting out a group, and he just didn't have the members. So this is Block's idea. Like Boys in the Hood was always his idea. So I'm with Block every day, and he's showing me the city. We really in Kirkwood every day. He's showing me the city, and I want to give a shout out to my big homies, them Meezy, OG Slim, free OG Slim, and all the homies in the Bay. Earl, who else? Man, there's so many of them guys. I just want to put some mace. I want to put some light on them guys, because them was the people who was molding me, not just being a rapper, but just being a stand-up guy. You see what I'm saying? A part of this industry, this so-called industry thing that we was in. And they taught me a lot too. Big Zach. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Big Zach. If I'm missing some people, man, I still all love. But Block ended up going to Jazzy them and telling them, look, I want to do this group, and I'm going to start it with Jody. He already had Big Gee. He knew Big Gee. He knew Big Duke. And I think Jeezy came around probably like later on in 04, like the beginning of 04. So we had the idea already. We just didn't have the members. So I just started recording songs for the group, just to be recording for 4 people. And he put me with Gee. Duke used to come to my sessions and just watch me rap. You know, just he liked what I was doing. So he introduced me to Gee, which is one of the hardest spitters from Atlanta ever, period.
Yep, shout to Gee.
Yeah,
shout to Gee and Duke.
Period, that's my brother. So Block put us together first. And at that time, I already had my album done. So I'm like, okay, y'all want me to do the group first, or you want me to drop first? Like, I'm like, which one do y'all want me to do? So I supposed to be dropping my album, but Block is so adamant about Boys in the Hood. So he put the group together and let us start recording. So I ended up doing the hook to Them Boys. Jeezy came along with BMF and that whole movement. And a lot of people don't know this too. And these are facts. And praise, you know how I am. I like to spit facts. I don't do no guessing shit. You know what I mean? But they came along and we was at Patchwork. We were working at Patchwork at this time. And Jazze wanted me to come to the studio to meet Jeezy. So I came to the studio. I seen the campaign they had going on. You know, they had the whole BMF thing going on. The boys was getting money, doing what they do. And but they was trying to get in the industry at that time. They had a label, which is Blue Da Vinci. He was an artist too. Shout out to my brother, Blue Da Vinci. He was an artist as well. But Jeezy was trying to get a stamp into the industry. So we did a song called Stay Down with me, him, and Big Zach. And to be honest with you, I was telling Jazze at that time, I'm like, man, I don't really want to do that. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know nobody. So I was like, man, I'm like a to myself person, I'm a dolo person, and if I know you, I fuck with you, but if I don't, I ain't on really. You see what I'm saying? So we end up recording the song, and Jazze was telling me like, sometimes, bro, in this game, you just gonna have to do some things. You know what I mean? You have to do some things for the team. So that's basically what was my mind frame for that. So Block is like, look, bro, I need you to do this. Like, damn all this over here, I need you to do this for me. So I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm looking at it like it's a family. So if this is my family, I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. Come on. Give me the records, give me the song, who got to be in the group, bring them on, let's do it. So we end up doing Stay Down, and it was hard. And I think they dropped the bag on Jazze for that. So Jazze ended up, I don't know if you remember Shakir from Def Jam.
Of course.
He was a part of RP Shakir too. He was a part of Def Jam at that time. Yep. So what Jazze did was sign Jeezy to Show Enough Records. And I had a video coming out. It's called Stay Fresh at that time. And if you can put it up, you will see Sierra, Jazze, Candy, CeeLo, Shawty. You will see some of the original Atlanta people in this video. And I was going to drop this video, and I was going to record the album with Boys in the Hood. So when Jeezy came with Show Enough Records, it was just us at that time. So Block decided that, okay, it'll be a good fit to put Jeezy in this group. That's what made the fourth member. So now you got Big Duke, Big Gee, and Young Jeezy. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
After this was formed, we went into the studio, and the group actually supposed to have been me, Trick Daddy, T.I, and Lil Wayne. Like that was Block's first plan. But I was like, they already own, like they already popping. So I didn't want to, like, even though I can hold my own, I had done songs with everybody already anyway. But I was telling Block like, nah, I don't think I want to be in a group with them at this time. So he was like, yeah, you right. We'll put it together. We end up recording. Trick Daddy came. He's supposed to been on Them Boys, but he didn't like it. So we was in the studio just talking about the song, like, man, you need to get on this record. He was like, no, I'm not, I don't like it, type shit. So he ended up getting on 2 other songs on the album instead of that song. But that song ended up being a smash.
Being the one.
Yeah.
It ended up being the one.
Yeah. And at that time, Jeezy started recording Trap or Die. So he was recording Trap or Die while we was recording the Boys in the Hood album, and he ended up putting that out, and he started it popping. And if you look on that album, the original Trap or Die album, he has 2 songs at the end of it. It's called Stay Fresh and Them Boys. That was the agreement with him and Show Enough Records. That's how that's how they would play it. So Kim is the reason that we end up going to Bad Boy.
Okay, and for anybody who's not familiar, he's talking about R.I.P. Kim Porter.
Yes, beautiful lady, and sweet person. Yeah, I love Kim. She's a G too. She's a real G, like for real. But her and Block, they was cool or whatever. So Block let her hear that song, and she took it to Puff, and I think she had never took Puff anything before. I think Kim never gave Puff any kind of record or anything of that sort. So when he heard it, he was just more like, who is these guys and why are you bringing me this music? You know, so he literally like brung us right on out there. We flew out there. We had a conversation. The deal was really done like like that. Like I just done my Warner Brother deal. I got my album. Here's Come Show No Ruckus. Now I'm blocked with Boys in the Hood. Kim takes the CD to Puff. He created Bad Boy South just for us. Remember?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And made Block the president.
Exactly. And that's where that went. That's the real story behind Boys in the Hood.
So crazy because and you cleared this up. So where I'm about to go is just more reflection. Because I know artists. I've been working with artists for the better part of my life.
For sure.
Most artists always, if they're in a group, they want to go solo. And if they start solo, they want to stay solo. Nobody want to be in a group.
Right.
So the fact that Block even had this vision, and he was like pushing, like, I know you dope, Jody, but I got a bigger vision.
Right.
I think that's dope in and of itself.
It was genius.
It was genius.
It was genius.
Yeah.
Because we was the biggest thing at that time, period. Like they was calling us the NWA of the South, and it was because the impact we had. And people need to understand Boys in the Hood wasn't just 4 members. It was the east side, the west side, the south side, the north side. It
represented boys in the hood, wherever
like all
you was
over
from.
the country. So and then you had BMF at this time who was like breaking records and throwing money and strip club shit and just doing all this old shit. And Free Meech, man, big homie, like I got a lot of respect for that guy, man. He's a real one too. And I hope they free him to clear up some of these rumors and stuff too, real soon. But that's a real guy, you know. And there was a lot of people a part of that movement that had a lot to do with Atlanta becoming what it has became. And I want to make sure that people understand that we put in a lot of work, man. We had to get outside. This is before the internet. This is before you can take a picture and turn your phone around and video yourself. We literally had to go outside and do the footwork. You know? Like Atlanta was a dancing town, party town. You know, we made it gangster. We made it cool to be gangster. We made it cool to get money, like get real money and flaunt it, and you know, and still stick together as men. So you know, I really respect a lot of guys that had a lot to do with that, and not only just us rappers, but engineers and you know, street team. You know, like a lot of people who was really getting outside to get their hands dirty. You know, like they put a lot together for us, and I respect that. And they should get more credit, you know, than just artists.
You know, it's so dope that you just said that because who was I was talking to young Chris the other day from Young Guns and State Property. For sure. And he was shouting out the DJs. And I stopped him mid-conversation and I was telling him just how dope it is because a lot of time artists, they blow and they forget the people who was on the ground who got you to where you are, to where even people are interested even hearing your music or hearing your story. And you in particular, you mentioned Greg Street, who I've been trying to get Greg Street on this platform for years. Greg, when we gonna do this interview? Because this dude is
a triple OG, man. He's a triple OG, man.
This dude is living history.
Yes, sir. All day.
And so many people out of the South, including yourself, all roads go through this man.
For sure.
Not once you blow, but in the beginning.
For sure.
And you also mentioned the street team. They're between the DJs and the street team, those are the unsung heroes. And I'm just happy to hear you mention them. Shout to, you know, at that time, my brother Real was down there killing the streets for Bad Boy, doing his thing. My man Rome up here in New York, the street team. There's so many dudes who really was hard in them streets for y'all.
Yes, hey, shout out Eastside D, man, and shout out
Eastside D. I forgot about him. What
shout
up?
out my guy too official, man. It was a lot of these guys out here putting in work, man. These guys was up all night, man. Wouldn't get no sleep.
You mentioned Eastside D, and
Yeah,
I forgot
man.
all about him. Damn, shout to my
man.
brother D.
They were putting in work, man. They was putting in real work. And I really miss those days because it made you appreciate what you was doing a little more, man. Like these days it's too easy. Like this internet shit is just too easy. But when you gotta work for it and you gotta get out here and really touch these people, they treat you different because they can see you, they can feel you, they can hear you, they can understand you. But now it's just virtual and you can't. If you don't know how to read between the lines, you're really lost.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, anybody today could get a $2,000 setup, record, and have a record out by tomorrow. But I want to double back on something, because you said y'all was like the NWA of the South.
Yeah.
And I remember even when we was doing your marketing plan, that album cover, it was reminiscent of NWA. That was the vision, right?
Sure.
But speaking of NWA, Dr. Dre, y'all didn't just turn up on Bad Boy. It was actually a bidding war.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Dre was trying to actually get y'all at the same time that Puff was trying to get y'all.
Yeah. I mean, Block did his thing, man. That's something I can say about Block, man. Block did his thing. Once his mind is set on something, he's an animal. And he was like the down south Suge Knight. And a lot of people don't understand that. Like, Block wasn't taking no shit at that time. So whatever he wanted done, he was trying to get it done. And it might not came across like it should have sometime, but he got the job done. You see what I'm saying? And I always respected him for that. Like he whatever his vision was, he was gonna make sure whatever he had to do, it was gonna come to light.
Let me ask you something. You mentioned Trick was supposed to be in the group. I know he didn't want to be on them boys, but why didn't he become official member of Boys in the Hood?
I can't say for sure. I don't think Trick and Block had a great relationship. Just to be, just keep it real. I don't think they had a good relationship or whatever like that. But Trick's brother at the time, him and Block was cool. And shout out Trick, man. And Trick can vouch for this. Trick is the first artist that I met in the industry that told me that took me, flew me to Miami. This is when Trick Daddy was Trick Daddy Dollar. Like when he was literally running Miami. He's the first artist to take me himself and just sit down and talk to me and tell me what he thought I was. And he also told me that niggas was hating on me at that time too. Like he was trying to give me the game. He was like, look, man, he was like, bro, you that guy, man, and niggas don't really wanna, but I just wanna tell you because I'm a real nigga and all this sort of shit. And I respect Trick to this day for that because he didn't have to do that. But I also kind of looked up to him because I listened to Trick. Trick Dad is one of the hardest rappers ever to me. Like for real. And for him to pull me to, he flew me out for a couple days. We kicked big shit. And he just gave me a lot of jewels and shit. And I was like, I always appreciated him for that. You know what I mean? And he didn't have to do that. Yep.
Yeah,
he was always a Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I always wondered why, he didn't turn up on that album, but the album still turned out to be fire.
He's on the album.
How many joints is he on that album?
2 of them.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay.
He on Pussy Motherfucker and one other one.
Damn, your memory better than mine, kid.
Yeah. I already had did a couple songs with Trick Dad. I had AKs and Chevrolets with him and Sean Paul, Young Bloods and all that. Shout out to the Young Bloods, man. Shout out to 3 Stacks, man. Big Boy, Goody Mob, like the real kings of Atlanta, man. You know what I mean? Like, them guys are they inspirational to me because they really set the tone for sure.
Yep. All right, so Boys in the Hood. It nets out to be Jody Breeze, Jeezy, Big Gee, and Big Duke.
Yeah.
We also know Gorilla Zoe makes his way into the group at some point. Right. And I'm assuming that's once Jeezy was out, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Album drop. Number 5 on the Billboard charts. It's a gold album. Matter of fact, I don't even think the album went gold. The album was bigger in the streets than it was with sales.
Right.
I think y'all got something like 400,000 units sold.
Yeah.
And that was the debut album. Before debut album, that's a big album.
Right. Which album are you talking about? The one with Zoe or the one with Jeezy?
With Jeezy.
Yeah. That was the, like,
Your first joint.
yeah, that was like a platinum album. But it was just like, it was like for the streets, people in jail, you know what I mean, motherfuckers who trying to get it, you know what I mean? Like it was platinum to the people that's trying to come up out here, you know? Like we really was outside. Like we was outside for real, for real. It just was a different time, man, and times was different. So if you wasn't there, it's like the freak nigga. I tell people all the time, it's like the freak nigga. If you wasn't there, then you wouldn't have a clue to what was going on or how what was the effect of what we had going on. But I could see it today in artists today and in the city today, that all the stuff we did at that time, how it has just came to this little new era of putting on, you know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? Just a whole lot of flashy, just doing a whole lot of extra shit. But Atlanta ain't never been like that. It wasn't a flashy town like that. It was more party and good people and a lot of hospitality, you know. Even though there's still some shit going on, but you know, it wasn't like it is now for sure.
Nah, I mean, you mentioned earlier in the conversation, Big Meech, BMF, that whole movement, that really turned up the flash in that town.
For sure.
And it's around the same era.
For sure. They all part of Boys in the Hood. They was boys in the hood too. They was everywhere we was.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes, they was. Yep. Gotta ask you this. Jeezy goes off, he does his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
We all know he became the Jeezy. He became his first album, that mixtape he put out with Drama was crack.
Yeah.
Oh my
Both
God.
Trap or Die and Streets to watch.
Yep. I played them joints to death.
Yeah.
Especially that Trap or Die.
For sure.
Okay, but at some point you and Jeezy had problems with each other. Why?
He just be lying, bro. Just that simple. Nigga just be lying, bro, when he ain't gotta tell no lies. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't really never had no problems with him. He's just like, man, one thing you can't do is stop my shine, man. Like, I'm just a real one, man. Like, I'm a shine if the light's on me or if it's off me. I'm my own light. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna be what I am. But I just don't like lying, but I don't like niggas who lie and just try to make it to where, like, okay, all eyes on me. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't never took nothing from him. You know, he is what he is. He did what he did, you know, but it's just like people who know the truth, and even though in this world the truth don't really mean that much anymore, but it's gonna always mean something to me. So that's what I stand on, man. I'm just not with all that lying, capping and shit for no reason. Like, just tell the truth and then just keep it pushing.
Did tension start while he was in the group or after he left the group between y'all two?
I wouldn't say it was tension, man. It wasn't really a tension. It was just like some real straight up player hating shit, man. Like, niggas was player hating at that time. Like I always been the type of person, niggas just be want to hate on me for no reason. I don't bother nobody, bro. I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm the cool kid. You know me, man. It's me, bro. Like, yeah. It's Jody, bro. I'm the cool kid, but you know, sometimes niggas be wanting to hate, and I don't know if they thought I was just like a little pushover or something, or like just cause I'm from the country or something, or it was like, bro, come on, man. Y'all niggas don't know shit about me, man. I'm a real one. Like, this shit get for real with me. And I just started standing on shit and standing up, and you know, you got people that'll say shit around you, but nobody wants to stand on it, you know. Money make niggas ride dick, you know what I mean? Kiss ass. Like, it never made me do that. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody got, man. Respect is respect, man, and that's how I'm coming.
Yo, I know at some point, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, a couple of his people approached you. I don't know if it was in a club or in the streets. Then you saw him personally down in Miami, approached him. You know, Jeezy's going on, he's a family man, and he done been through some wars himself. We know legendary war with him and Gucci.
Yeah.
He's a family man. He just had a baby not too long ago, got married. Are you and him good today?
I mean, I ain't Gucci man. Like I ain't like we ain't doing no verses and shit, and we ain't doing no kicking it and shit like that. Like I just don't respect it. You see what I'm saying? But I ain't got nothing against him. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for what he got going on. You know, but it's just like when it come to you know the history we got and the shit we did, it's like it's not just about you, bro. Type shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, prayers, we came up together. All of us came up together. Like, we did a lot of great things together. So, to me, when you speak on this situation, which I'm really tired of speaking on, but, you know, it is what it is. But when you speak on this situation, I'm going to always say the same thing. Like, I'm not going to switch it up. Man, we done did reunions. We done did all that shit. But, bro, I'm just cut from a different cloth, bro. Like, I'm really, like, really not with all that lame shit. Like, it don't do nothing for me. You know, money don't make me jump. Real shit make me jump. You know what I mean? Real shit makes me just keep it G. Like, it's all I want you to do. I don't give a damn what's going on, but just keep it G. And it's not only him, but it's people that is in this game that we came up together. And it's like, if everybody just kept it 100 with each other, the world would be better. But you know, this ain't how we get out. The world ain't like that. So you got to deal with niggas how you deal with them, you know?
I think that's one of the big, I mean, and a lot of people who listen to this interview, y'all should listen up to this part right here and understand what I'm about to say. But when people get into this industry, we all come in and think, because the industry is so small, you think it's going to be a fraternity of brothers and brotherhood and everybody going to be kumbaya. And then when you get in, you realize it ain't like that. It's a bunch of dudes in cliques. Like Q-Tip said, industry rule, 4,080, record company people are shady. It's just a whole different world when you get in, and it's disheartening when you see the reality, because you think outside looking in that it's all, everybody just work together and get along, and I'm going to be good with this one and I'm going to be good with that one, and it ain't that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's true. But at one point in time, Prez, it was like that, though. You know, it was like that. It was like a family thing. Everybody wanted the same goals. But it's money, man. It's like money is the root of all evil. It's just the money, man. Like, I just wish some people had money before they had money. Like, I just wish a whole lot of people was able to see what it's like to have money before they actually had some money. And it would change a lot of people's perspective on what do you do when you get money. It's okay to elevate, but you don't have to change. You know, you elevate, you grow, but you don't change. It's nothing to change but your surroundings and maybe some of the people that you shouldn't be around. But as far as your morals and the person that you are and how I don't know, I guess some people weren't raised like this. You know, that's on them, but you ain't got to change who you are, bro, to succeed in life, man. And I'm very successful, man. I've done plenty of things, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't even say half of the shit that I've done because it don't matter. I'm just good with myself. I'm cool with who I became. You know?
You know, you mentioned money being the root of all evil, and I'm gonna tell you something. Money. I mean, it's commonly said, but it's so damn true. Money bring out whoever you are, like whoever at the core you're being, at the nucleus of the atom of you, whoever you are, when you get some money,
it's coming out.
It's coming out.
Yeah. I got a line, man, that says, money make monkey niggas, man.
Say that again?
Money makes monkey niggas. Okay? But real niggas make the money, man. I make money look good. Money can't make me fucking look good, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's supposed to be that way. Like, you don't let the money make you. And if you look at the game today, all the people that y'all think are cool, why do you think they're cool? Because they got some money? Well, I actually know these people before the money and after the money. And 92% of them is not that cool. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. You feel what I'm saying? It's only a handful of people who are going to be cool with the money or without the money. So if we're gonna keep judging people on by what they have, then the world gonna keep being stupid. It's a whole bunch of stupid ass people who think they're smart.
That's so real. Well said. So real. Damn. You know something? Before we leave the whole Jeezy subject, you was around.
Please let hurry up and leave this shit, cause I ain't got time to keep on talking about this goddamn boy, man.
Okay, I was just
OJ, look, I'm just saying, bro, you know we family. You know this shit gonna be like this anyway, but listen, man, I ain't got time for this shit. I'll say what I said, then what I said, man. You feel me? But what up?
Okay.
What's up? What else?
No, I was just gonna ask you, because you part of the whole fabric of that Atlanta scene. Did it shock you when him and Gucci got into it, or could you see that coming, knowing both of them?
Bro, me and Gucci was like this before that ever happened. Gucci used to come to my shows and watch me perform. Before the Boys in the Hood. You know, me and Gucci got real history. And Gucci is a real one. But I knew that would happen. Yes, I did know that it was going to happen because I knew what type of person Gucci was and I knew what type of person Jeezy was. And I
know you have history with Gucci, and that's why I asked, was it a surprise to you?
It wasn't a surprise at all. It wasn't a surprise at all. But what I can say about Gucci, man, like, he's a real one, bro. You know, and a lot of people, the new Gucci, I'm so proud of him, bro. Like, I'm so glad to see.
We all proud of him,
bro. I'm so glad to see him doing what he doing and doing it how he doing it. Because if people really knew where he came from, bro, and how he came, what else was he supposed to do? Stay Gucci man? Like, you know what I mean? To stay the Gucci man that we all love and fuck with, because people didn't fuck with Gucci at first. Gucci wasn't nobody who niggas would fuck with, even in the So Icy era. Like, niggas wasn't fucking with Gucci like that, but he was always stand up. He was always a stand up guy. He really from the streets. He really did what he said he done, you know. And it was only a few of us who was rapping and was actually in the street still doing what we say we was doing, because you had to. You see what I'm saying? At this time, you can't be talking this shit, man, and come out here and go tiptoeing and tap dancing and shit out here, man. It wasn't made like that. Now this new shit, that's what they do. I'm gonna go in here and rap about it, and I'm gonna go out here and tap dance. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't never been a part of that, Prez. You feel me? Like, that's why I feel back, like, all this mainstream shit. Everybody know me, but they know I'm one of the illest. They know they know how I'm rocking, man. Like, people know. They can act like they don't, but they know. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all I need. I get real respect out here. Like, people fuck with me like the real way. I can't go a day without nobody telling me, hey, bro, man, we need you to do this, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas still fuck. We love you, but this wherever I go. So that's the love I want. I don't want the internet love. I don't want the Grammys. I don't want the awards. I don't want no industry love. I know what it is. So I'm good on the inside. I can look at these motherfuckers and tell they miserable. With $1 billion, I can tell you miserable. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what makes us different, bro. That's what makes real rare, man. And as long as real rare, as long as real is rare, you're going to have way more motherfuckers who think they know something than people who actually knows it. Period.
That's right. You know, speaking of keeping it real, and you have been a real one, because even as you talking, you the same old Jody Breeze. I should have brought this up earlier. We mentioned Kerry Hilson and you putting her on your song early. You did the same thing for Jacquees, didn't you?
Yeah, I had, well, actually, Jacquees came to Block brought Jacquees around. Jacquees was around 15 years old, maybe 14. He had braces in his mouth still, you know, but he was a real bright spirit, you know what I mean? He's always been talented, a singer, or a star. He wanted to be a star. What he is today is what he always wanted to be. So at this time, they brung Jacquees to the studio. He would always just sing and dance, like he wanted to be a star. So him and Block had something going on, and I don't know if that went left or whatever, but his mom, you know, we had a conversation and Jacquees, I just told him, like, you know, that's something he really wanted to do. And this would be my first time actually grabbing someone and putting them up under my wing. So around the time he turned 15, I just told him, I said, look, I'm gonna do this song with you. We did Deuces. It was a remake of Chris Brown Deuces at that time, which was like the #1 song out. And this little boy could sing at a young age. Like, he really could sing at a young age. He was going to Wesley, he was at Wesley Chapel. He was going to high school over there somewhere. And I just told him, I said, look, bro, this is what I'm gonna do for you. Cause at this time I got the women. I still got the women, but I'm low key though. But at this time, like, I really got women falling out and doing all this extra shit. So I'm telling him, like, look, I'm finna give you a fan base that it doesn't matter what nobody say. I'm gonna give you some people that's gonna like you for you. They gonna like you for your talent. They gonna like you for what you bring to the table, and not who you signed to and you know, like, the industry of it. Because by this time, I'm doing my own thing. I'm dropping mixtape after mixtape. I'm on the road. I'm still doing my thing, but I've left the industry alone a little bit. So we did Deuces in it, and it did 1 million views like in a day. And this is when you couldn't buy views. It did 1 million views on YouTube in a day. And that's when I knew he had it. So I kind of just molded him into, like, just being like, just staying solid, keep taking care of your family. You got a great mom. You got a great foundation over here. Like, the man he is today, he love his family. They very family oriented. I love them too. Like they my own. But I always just told him, like, just to keep that energy. Because as long as you stay like that, then God gonna bless you over here. Like, you got the talent, you know, and he'll tell you this. He'll tell you this himself. Like, I'm the one who told him that he was gonna be what he is today. I showed him how to be what he is today. You know, he put his sauce on it, but, you know, I always wrote everything he did up till he was 18, 19 years old. He's on.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's on all of my mixtapes that from probably like from 08 to 2016, 17, he's on all of them. I always wrote his lyrics. I just gave him the game. Like, he's the only person I can say I gave him the game. And he will admit to it. And that's why we had a relationship we had today, because we both understand what we did for each other. You see what I'm saying? And I would rather do that. Now, even like August Alsina. August Alsina is another one of them artists who came around, and I put a little sauce on him and try to give him the game a little bit and put him on a record or two so people can hear him before people actually heard him. Because a lot of people don't know my fan base is like, I have a fan base to where you can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? And it's as large as people think it is. So when you have this kind of fan base and you know who's gonna listen, you know how your fans are gonna react, it's not really you. Nobody can really do nothing about it. I already have established it. That's why I can come do interviews today and I can still talk my shit today and just do what I do, because I never really needed and wanted to need the industry. I wanted real people that understood talent and understood an individual who really cares and understand about life and everything, not just about music. So my fan base is kind of catered to that. Jacquees had a fan base before y'all even knew who he was. He has 5-some million followers on Instagram right now. 2-3 of the millions been there. They been there.
It's crazy.
And that's why he's able to do what he's doing. It's before Baby, before the Fly situation, before all of that. Like, I had him showing him the ropes and getting him in the studio, making him sing, putting him on records, teaching him how to write his own songs, and, you know, just teach him how to be like, stay yourself, bro. Like, don't let this change you. And I'm proud of him. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm proud of him for what he became and what he doing. But just know that's a touch of Jody Breeze right there. Like, that's what makes me stay relevant. Like, I'm always out here.
That's dope. That's real dope. Shout to Jacquees.
For sure. Hey, we actually finna drop a video in about a few weeks. It's called Vanish. My project that I'm about to put out is stupid dope. It's stupid dope. And yeah, we got some shit going on too as well. So yeah. I don't even fuck with rappers and shit like that and R&B niggas too much. So I do songs with people that I actually fuck with. So that's basically what I'm doing.
Okay, we're gonna touch on that. I want to come back to that. So I just want to bring people through your story a little bit more, and then we're gonna bring it up to date. Cool?
For sure.
Okay. Second album on Boys in the Hood.
Right.
It dropped, I want to say it dropped in 07.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But it didn't fare as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't as well received as the first one. What do you think the difference was between the first one and when y'all dropped the second one?
Well, to be honest with you, I was done with it. I probably did 6 songs. I probably gave them 6 songs for the album. So I was really pretty done with the Boys in the Hood situation, you feel me? Because as much love and respect I got for Zoe, I didn't feel like Zoe was a part of Boys in the Hood. I would have rather did Boys in the Hood, which is me, Duke, and Geek. You feel me? And just put it on out and just keep it like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. But it just was a situation that came along, and it was a platform for Zoe to jump off of.
Yeah, I mean, Zoe's another dope one. I mean, he came out obviously with that Hood Nigga record.
Yeah.
And tore the streets down.
Yeah. Sure. That's my
but
brother.
you pretty much saying by the time that second album dropped, mentally you was out of it. You was gone.
Mentally, physically, all that shit. I wouldn't stand that shit. They know that. They know I wouldn't stand that shit. But it was like, it is what it is. Like, we can talk about it now because it's so long ago, but we've all had these conversations already anyway. So they already know, like, they knew how I was coming. I wasn't really standing like that at that point. Because I felt like it had already been watered down. You know what I mean?
So it's not so much that you lost the love of making music, because you said from the beginning of this interview, yo, I wasn't even a rapper like that. This ain't something I dreamed of ever being. Are you saying by the time that Boys in the Hood disbanded, did you lose the love of the music, or did you lose the love of just being in that group?
I never lost the love of music because I always recorded. I got like 16 mixtapes, bro. Like, that's like albums. And a lot of people don't know my mixtapes are not just other people's beats. I'm doing real producers and just and putting it out. And I always put it out on iTunes, so I always sold it. So my mixtapes was not for free, for real. Like, all my shit is on iTunes. So I was doing the independent thing before the independent literally started being independent. So, you know, mixtapes where you just pass them out, I was never passing them out. I was trying to put them on. I was trying to, you know, get
Make money
off
off
them.
it.
Yeah, off the rip.
Yeah.
Because I was putting a lot into it. So I wouldn't say I lost the love of music. I just started seeing a lot of things for what it was, you know. And by this time, like, my daughter, she's getting older. You feel what I'm saying? And I got like some of the worst baby mamas that you can find. Like,
How many kids you got?
I got 2. I got a 3-year-old right now that I'm going back and forth to court with right now for this crazy lady, man. These fucking people.
Yo, did I just hear you say I got the worst baby mamas you can find?
The worst, bro. Like, they the worst. They terrible, bro. They think they the so, and I'm not the only one, man. I'm not the only one with the worst baby mamas. But they so miserable, bro, and just mad. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you fuck around and, you know, women always want to say we lost them. Bitch, you lost me, man. You ain't no fucking me losing you, man. I ain't losing no damn body, man. I'm a real one, man. I keep this shit the G way I am. Bitch, I'm a good nigga. I'm a cool nigga. I take care of whatever around me if I can. But, man, you cross me, that shit over with. I ain't got time for this shit. And then we have to go through these things about these babies, man, these kids and shit, and these kids be growing up, they be wanting their kids to grow up without a father. Just to go get another father who can't raise another man's child, man. Like, it's weird as hell. But it's the world we living in.
Yeah.
But I ain't going for it. So to all the other men and fathers out here, y'all keep letting these bitches play with y'all want to. I ain't playing no goddamn game by mine.
Yo, you know something? Bring it back to music for a second. I remember the Bad Boy reunion tour. Boys in the Hood actually performed together
Yeah, he called me. Jeezy
What?
called me. He called me and say, I ain't had talked to him in 5 years. He called me and say, hey bro, we need to do this, man, for the culture and all this old shit, you know, which was cool. But the reason I did it was for the culture. I knew that he wouldn't be able to do his set without doing that song. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's a big part of his career. Like, it's a big part of his whole thing. It literally started there. You know?
Yep.
So I agreed to do it, you know what I mean? But shit, when it was what it was. I only did it because it was for the people, man, you know.
How did it feel being back on stage with everybody?
You know, it's always good to give the people what they want. You know, that's what it's for anyway. It's for the people. Sometimes we got to put our egos and pride to the side and our emotions and what we got going on with each other to the side just for the people. But doing stuff like that, it just shows the appreciation, you know what I mean? Like, for what we put into it. We put a lot of work into that shit, man. Like, it was a lot of sacrifices and a lot of losses, and a lot of people went to jail. A lot of people died, you know what I mean? That I really had a lot of love for. So they not here to tell these stories. You know, they not here to enjoy the benefits of what we done. So I just always want to be one of them ones that they look back in and can call and see and talk to and just be like, look, man, Jody, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Holmes really he just Jody.
Yo, do you ever think that y'all could or would get back together and do a reunion joint?
No.
Never.
No.
Damn, you looked me straight in the face just now.
Through your glass. I can see your eyes through your glass. Man, I ain't stand that shit, man. That shit, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But me and Block doing what we doing. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Because you brought up, you and Jacquees got something going on, and me and you was talking offline that you and Block reconnected.
Yeah.
What's going on with you? Like, before you get into the single, talk to me about how you and Block got back together after all these years.
Yeah.
And what you working on?
I mean, Block like a brother that, he's like a big brother, bro, that's like, it don't matter what we go through or what done happen. We got so much history, bro, and it's so much love up for real. It's beyond rap. It's beyond music. So it's like, when you got real families, you don't never lose that love. You know what I mean? So he always followed me. He always kept up with what I'm doing. And I always keep something going on. So he just called me. He reached out to me, just, you know, let's chop it up or whatever. And he came to the spot. We chopped it up, had a big brother, little brother talk. You know, just get out what we got to get out, laugh about shit. You know what I mean? But it was like, it's time. The game is wide open for that. Like, right now, like, Block is a big staple in Atlanta, man. Like, Holmes really done some shit, and he been around for a long time. You know what I mean? And I ain't always agreed with him, but I respect his mind. I respect his hustle. I respect his vision. I respect his whole outlook on the music business, because I've saw him do it. You know, I was with Block every day for years. Every morning, this man used to come get me at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, man. Every morning. So we got history that is not gonna ever go nowhere. So why not? You know, he trying to rebuild block by block, and I'm gonna help him. You know what I mean? So, like I told him, like, you should have never took the cameras off of me. You feel me? I'm the one. You put the cameras on me, man. This shit gonna rearrange some shit, man. Like, for sure. And that's what we own. It's like, bro, come on, let's do it. Like, I'm with you. Whatever you want to do, I'm with you. I'm gonna give you the product. You go do your thing. So that's what we own. I really want to see a lot of people reunite. Like Tomcat is somebody who is close to me, that was like an engineer and a staple into a lot of stuff we was doing. DJ Dana, R.I.P. DJ Dana. DJ Dana died a couple years back. That hurt me hard because these people had so much to give and gave so much to this game for the artists and the people that y'all see today, and you would never know it. Nobody would never speak on these people. But I'm not gonna do that. Like, I know who helped me. I know why the reason I am like I am. And it's because people like that. Even Jazze Faye, I wouldn't have been like I am if Jazze didn't give me the game first. You feel what I'm saying? Jazze is another staple in this music industry. These people are iconic, you know? And so for me to be doing with Block, I was just in the club with Jazze the other night, probably 2 weeks ago. And we was just, just vibing. We might get in, do some work. But it's like, bro, it should have never stopped. But, God's time is the best time. And so, whatever's going on, I'm with it. But I just want to keep it simple, plain, and real, man. Like, if we ain't gonna keep it G with each other, then let's just keep doing our own thing. So right now, me and Block, we on what we on. We got some shit coming too. We got a couple videos finna put out. I got some smoke I'm finna put out. My bars is still my bars. You go get any rapper you want, young or old. These bars is still these bars. And I'm not 40. I'm not 40 and up. Everybody else is 40 and up. I'm getting close, but I'm not 40. Let's get that understood. I ain't old by a long shot, and I look good. So they can kiss my ass the strong way.
Yo, that's dope, kid. And I definitely hear you on that. You mentioned earlier that you and Jacquees got a new single. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's called Vanish. And it's basically about women who be kicking niggas out, they crib shit. And I always saying, get your shit, get the hell up out of here and all this old shit. This song is basically a song for men to women. You know how Beyonce got the song, had the song, what the song was? Get go to the left. Well, bitch, to the right, ho. To the right. You feel me? So it's basically, it's called Vanish. Like, I don't want you no more type shit. Like, you want me to be gone, bitch, I'm gone. Like, and then don't call me back and don't be trying to talk about come on and you feel what I'm saying? It's almost like something for the men to, cause I feel like men these days just done got so like soft, bro. Like when it come to women, they just bow down to these motherfuckers. And like, we need women and I love them, but it's like, damn, who is wearing the drawers? You feel me, Pred? Like, you know what I mean? We come from an era where it don't matter, bitch, if I got it, if I don't. I still wear the drawers. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't boss me around, man. Like, you're not gonna be able to boss me around. So this is a song that's just dedicated to the men, and it's real too. It's real relatable. Women know how they act. They know they be doing shit sometimes that they shouldn't be doing. So this is more like I'm catering to the men a little bit more on this song. And Jacquees, he's singing the hell out the shit too. So it's just a little game for the little young cats who got their little women, and it's good to have your own shit sometimes, man. Like, be able to have your own shit. Stop being able to get kicked out and put out and shit and have somebody talk bad about you and shit. You know what I mean? Like, be a man, man. Like, just be a man.
Yo, you said stop being able to be kicked out.
Yeah, man. Like, why is she able to say, come get your shit? Like, bitch, you tell me that I ain't got but 3 shirts and a goddamn pair of socks and a hat over there. Bitch, you can have that shit. Fuck you talking about? I'm not coming back. You feel?
All right. Yo, how many songs do you got done for this project already?
I'm trying to stay at 10.
Okay.
Just so it's just a solid project. But I got songs recorded. Shout out Third Eye, man, Collective, to my peoples that we working with. Strap, Sammy, Greg, my right hand. I got a little situation going on, man. I'm trying not to leak too much information, but I got a little situation going on. I just dropped Batman and I shot a video for that. So if y'all ain't seen that, go make sure y'all go check out Batman. It's called Batman. It's out right now on all platforms. The video is on YouTube and whatever kind of video channel that they have. It's real dope too, very dope. Shout out to my cameraman Cinco, Young Cross on the beat, my little producers. And yeah, man, we got a little motion going on. But you most definitely will be seeing a lot of me, for sure, this year.
I'm gonna tell you, brother, I'm looking forward to it. I started the interview off by saying you are definitely one of the most prolific spitters out there. You always had dope lyrics. And I can't wait to hear the new music, man. Just being a fan of yours,
I appreciate it.
from the music side for many years. So
I appreciate it too, bro. It means a lot coming from you too, Craig. You know what I mean? I know you've been around, bro, and I know you done heard it all. You feel what I'm saying? I'm glad to see you still in the mix, you know, cause we need niggas like you to still be in the mix. You feel me?
yeah, we need niggas like us to still be in the mix.
For
So
sure.
many of our black brothers are leaving here, but that's a whole different. Matter of fact, you know something? Before I let you up out of here, what is your thoughts on what's going on with that YSL RICO case?
Man, to be honest with you, man, it's like I really feel sorry for Thug in particular because I understand a man who has to do certain things to survive. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, we got to be held accountable for our wrongdoings when it's time. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, I hate the fact that it's depending on other people to determine his outcome. You see what I'm
you
saying?
mean, like the judicial system?
No, it's just like co-defendants. Like, you know, like when you going through something like this, man, and you fighting cases and you trying to beat the system. I would rather try to beat the system by myself with no co-defendants. Like, I would rather not have you have people that could tell on me. You see what I'm saying? Because these ain't the days to have co-defendants. They're going to tell on you.
Oh
So
my
that's
God.
what makes me like feel some kind of way. I'm like, I hate he got to go through that when I know Lil Holmes done did so much for these same people. You know what I mean? Like, I know he done sacrificed and you know, like when we got to take care of people, like I know what it like to be in that position where you got to look out for everybody and for them same people to not keep it together. You know what I mean? I said this on Beehive podcast, man. I was just trying to tell people, like, when you doing something these days, it's best to just do it by yourself, man. And it's best these days to
lying,
be
bro.
by yourself, man, because people are gonna tell on you these days. I don't give a damn. Like, it could be your brother, man. Put him in the right situation, he will tell on you. Your mama will tell on you.
Yep.
Like, and you know, it ain't like when we came up, like when we was out here, bro, like,
It's a different game.
yes, man, people understood that if you be quiet, we probably could win. We're more than likely gonna win because they don't have nothing. You see what I'm saying? I just hate it for him and his family, man. Just no matter what they're accusing them of, but it's always sad to see another young brother going through the same shit and fighting for his life. No matter, I don't know what they saying he did, and you know that ain't got nothing to do with me. But still, like, you got to fight for your life like that on like it's damn near like national TV. You know, and everybody's watching and. Like, you know, I feel sorry for his family. I pray for him, man. Send prayers to his family. I hope everything turn out how it needs to turn out. But at the same time, it need to be a lesson to these young guys around here too, man. Like, everybody who's running in these cliques and gangs and thinking everybody's buddy and this your brother and this your homie. But at the end of the day, man, ain't no more homies, man. Ain't no more brothers, man. Ain't no more of that old shit. If y'all still thinking it is sweet, if you still thinking it's cool to be a wild man, you know, and it's never gonna catch up to you, just look at this case, man. It keeps getting worse and worse.
Oh my God.
It's getting worse and worse, man.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, man, it's sad. It's really sad, man. He ain't the only one going through this. There's plenty more people going through this in other states and some of the same situation. But it's like, bro, stop having co-defendants. I really preach that to people. I stay by myself for a reason. I love being by myself. I love doing stuff to myself and by myself because whatever I do, I want to be able to take the blame for what I do.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? I'll stand up for what I did, but I would hate for somebody to tell on me you know, for something that I did and you did too.
Especially somebody you used to take care of and feed, and
Shit crazy.
you called your brother. That's a
hurt feeling. That's a hurt
oh
feeling.
my God. It'll hurt you to your core, man.
Yes. Yes, to your soul.
You got any thoughts on Boosie and T.I?
Oh shit.
Shout to them both though. Shout to both Boosie and T.I.
Hey man. I guess it's just the internet, man. Like, because what makes that situation so crazy is they been together. Like, y'all was just finna do an album together. Y'all see each other. You been like, y'all are communicating. So this didn't even have to go there. Like, this wouldn't even have to be like this. But like I said, man, this internet shit, man, is like, it's making people do shit that they would have never done. You know, just say if it wasn't social media, they would have had to meet up with each other and discuss this. It would have saved a lot of this shit.
Yep.
You know, but it's the views, man. Look how many people, look what you just asked me. What about the T.I. Boosie shit? Come on, man. Me and you both know that ain't that much some bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Y'all some OGs, legends. Like, the work they done did is just too, y'all mean too much to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is as real as I could put it. Legends, yes. T.I. done came with his paperwork, yes. But the world need that album, man. Hip hop need that album. Like, y'all, like, I don't know what, like, paperwork is there. Finish that album off, and while everybody is talking about y'all too, drop it. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, y'all OGs, man.
Bro, they can be squashed within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It ain't nothing but a conversation. Get out what you gonna get out, you know, and then be done with it, man. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I don't understand. I just don't understand why we gotta go through this kind of stuff. You feel me? And it ain't just no Boots and T.I. It's just like, man, once you get on this internet and it takes his legs, it grows its own legs and go to walking off and shit, it ain't too much more you can do about it, because now the people are dictating what y'all got going on. When you talking about two grown men who has been around each other, the kids fuck with each other, like, it ain't gotta be like that. But I understand both sides. I do understand, like, you know, Boosie about rats and all that shit, cause that shit serious. Like, niggas be telling this shit, be doing too much telling and undercover ass shit, and niggas ain't being held accountable for that shit. But, you know, to take it this far, you know, and T.I. online talking about paperwork and all that old shit, like, it's just like a lot. It's like, whoa. You feel me? Like, whoa, this is where this shit coming to? In that case, I want to see a whole lot of paperwork from motherfuckers. For real, everybody needs to start coming on this motherfucker with their paperwork, because, bro.
No, but back when we was coming up, that's what it was always about. Don't even come out, like, come to me and let me have the opportunity to produce the paperwork. That's what it always been.
I don't think he was saying it like that, but I think he just said, like, if it is true, then yeah, shit, fuck it. And then I know how T.I. took it, you know, but it's like, this could have been handled face to face. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Yeah, they could have did that face to face before even bringing that shit online, but it's good for TV.
Damn sure is. We talking about it.
You talking about it.
But okay, I'm talking about it. And while I'm talking about it, I'm gonna say what I said earlier. You can't pay for this promotion. Real talk.
For sure.
Drop that album.
For sure.
Drop that out. You can't pay for this.
For sure.
All right, we're gonna leave it there. What'd you say?
I said it'll be hard. That shit'll be hard.
Oh no, those is two of hip hop's favorites.
Yeah, for sure.
That joint to be crazy.
For sure.
But we gonna leave it there, brother. It's always my pleasure sitting and chopping it up with you. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the new project. And keep doing what you're doing, Jody.
I will, man. I will for sure. And I'm glad to hear from you, man. Glad to see you. It's a lot of people I still fuck with. There's a lot of people I don't fuck with, but I fuck with you, bro. You always, you know what I mean? You always kept it praise.
I don't know no other way to be, kid.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Much love.
Hey, shout out to the whole Bad Boy staff, though, man. Harv and Puff and even Bonds, man. Like I be seeing him sometime in the situation he got going. I love them guys, man. Like I appreciate y'all. They showed me a whole lot of love, and I appreciate it.
Nah, those are some good dudes. Shout out to him, Rock, Rich Dollars, the whole crew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, my brother. One love, continued blessings and success.
Yes, same to you, brother.